This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining, following news that the company have increased their shareholding of the Blesberg Lithium project to 100% and commenced production of the stockpiles. Now, last time we spoke, Jason, we talked about this $5 million prepayment that was going to be used to take the project to 100% ownership and fund into production. So this has now happened, hasn't it? You're well on your way here.
Yeah, we've done it. So that 5 million prepayment, which we secured from one of the world's largest global trading companies, we drew down 2.5 million, and we've actually now paid 1.7 million to the other shareholders in Blesberg, the lithium mine there in South Africa. And we got approval from shareholders to allow the company in a broader strategy to go to 100% in projects. And now we've signed the share transfer certificates, documentation, all done. There's some due process we have to go through in South Africa, but to all intents and purposes, we are now the 100% holder in Blesberg.
Excellent. Well, you said there in the RNS that the first deliveries of high-grade run-of-mine lithium ore under the 5 million prepayment are anticipated to commence in December. So very soon, only perhaps a week or so away. Can I just ask you, first of all, run-of-mine, just explain what this term means?
Yeah, look, I mean, what we've done here at Blesberg, there's been over 80 years of intermittent mining from this pegmatite, from this mineralized system, but not for lithium, not for the spodumene. They've mined the tantalum, and this mine used to be South Africa's largest supplier of tantalum. They also mined it for the mica, the feldspars. And what they did throughout this mining process is actually stockpile what they deemed to be waste. Well, what was their waste is our ore. They've got over 250,000 tons of stockpiles on site. And you'll recall we did a bulk sample from this stockpile. And I think we reported it in August, September. And we did a 1 ton bulk sample and it came back at 6.19% LiO2. So that is in excess of an export grade product. So, what we've done is we've got excavators on site, and anybody that's followed us on social media can see all the videos, the photographs, and so on. So we're basically taking the material from those stockpiles, we're putting it through crusher screen, and then restockpiling that for then final treatment to extract the high grade lithium mineralization in the spodumene. So we're taking it from one stockpile, moving it to another. But we have to actually move those stockpiles. It's part of a broad, call it rehabilitation program, but it's moving the stockpiles off the hard rock pegmatite, which has the 8 to 10 million tons of mineralization there, which we're then going to develop. So this is kind of, if you look at it in other layman's terms, I guess, this is like a very cash flow generating pre-strip, removing the waste out of the way to get into the minerals. But these minerals are, we're getting a very good return out of them.
Okay, good. And of course, the big idea here, isn't it, of course, is to get that early cash flow from the stockpiles there that then can fund other projects and other exploration activities. You mentioned there just about forecasts, and of course, this 5 million prepayment, which you've used to fund getting things ready. You've upgraded the site infrastructure, accommodation, roads and water, I noticed. But I wonder if I can ask you maybe a little bit, if you know at this point, just on sort of forecasts of future sales. So this 5 million, for example, how much are you supposed to deliver for that 5 million? How long will it keep you going for, predictability? Have you got any ideas on numbers that you can share with us?
Yeah, we have. Look, the $5 million is advanced in two tranches, each of 2.5 million US. We drew down the first one. We spent 1.7 already on buying out the other shareholders in this project. And the balance has been used to basically get that site infrastructure established, mobilize the mining equipment and fund the working capital there. We will be delivering 1,000 tons, and that first sale should go through by no later than January the 14th. So January the 14th, 2023, just to be clear. It's like, what's that? Less than 2 months away.
Yeah.
Once we've delivered that first 1,000 tons, we then get to draw down a further 2.5 million. By which time we're already cash flow positive. We've spent all the capital necessary to continue operating at that plant and we then, in satisfaction of drawing down that additional 2.5 million, we have to deliver to them another 1,000 tons. By which time, like I said, we've got a steady state operation capable of doing at least 1,000 tons from those stockpiles. You've got 250,000 tons there. After the screening and taking out some of the material that we don't want, you've probably got, I think we may have said it, we're looking at an initial 2 to 3 year mine life, call it a mine life, stockpiling, reprocessing life of that operation. So as part of the Global Commodity Group's due diligence, they had an independent report completed, and clearly they moved ahead on the basis of that. Those numbers are very attractive indeed. Our costs here, there's no hard rock mining cost. There's no drilling or blasting as you'd normally expect with a typical lithium mining operation. The processing costs, there's no reagents, there's very little consumables. So you've got incredibly low operating costs. And part of our deal is that we sell at mine gate. So we don't have to deal with the logistics of getting it from our mine to the port. We don't have to deal with the subsequent port to port for delivery. So, we save on a lot of, I guess, administrative matters, but a lot of the costs associated with that. So we get paid at mine gate, and we will continue to operate, obviously, after we've made that second delivery to the Traxys subsidiary.
Okay. So just thinking on your numbers there, is it approximately then about 1,000 tons equates to about $2.5 million US in value?
Layman's terms, being sold at mine gate. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. And then what are you predicting per month? Have you got those figures yet or not?
We've started off on this, call it these levels, just to deliver these tons.
Yeah.
So, and again, we want to ease ourselves in relatively slowly with these stockpiles, better understand what we've got there.
Okay.
So
then you get an idea of what can perhaps be regular and guaranteed on a monthly basis.
That's it. For anybody that's looked at some of the videos which we've just put up on our social media platforms, there's actually one where we've got one of the conveyor belts there, and one of our contractors is saying, this is operational, and then he goes, it's almost like those quotes from Jaws, where they say, we're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah, he's there going, we're going to need another excavator. So, we're obviously going to maximize this. Our cost profile is bugger all. And lithium's at record prices, even delivering at mine gate. So we're getting a very good price, very good margins, and production rates. If anybody wants to assume, 1,000 tons a month, already that's a layman's terms, that's a 30 million a year revenue stream.
Yeah.
For a company with our market cap.
Yeah.
And our shareholders and potential investors can use whatever kind of operating margins they want. They're not going to get close to the margins which we see. It's very, very good there. So it's a great little operation to get started, generate cash flow, and that cash flow is going to be used to basically allow us to move ahead, do the study work, to do a long-term open pit operation on the many pegmatites that exist at Blesberg.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you gave a little bit of an inkling there as to perhaps what might, just back of the matchbox calculations there people can work out. But yeah, potentially they're 30 million revenue and a life of mine of 2 to 3 years. So pretty significant. We won't hold you to that. We'll look forward to catching up.
No, please don't.
As you get the first production going, we'll be talking, I'm sure, and we'll get an idea of what you think you can predict to be regular with every month. Things
move very quickly, as probably people have seen with us here at Marula. We like to get going. We like to start. We said we were going to get into production. We were going to start delivering under this agreement we have. We've got, and I think we've reported already in our presentation in the news, here at Blesberg, just on 2 of the pegmatites, the main one, which has already been, you can expose and see the spodumene in the pit walls. That's an 8 to 10 million ton resource there, which has already been released publicly. So with that in mind, that gives you an indication of kind of what we're trying to build and achieve here. So, this isn't just about treating stockpiles. This is about moving ahead and building, there's no real lithium operation in South Africa at the moment. So other than this, we're a first mover in this space, and it comes at a very good time in the market.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you very much. It does certainly look like you are making significant progress there with all the infrastructure going on. And was it 30 employees that you've taken on or undergoing training at the moment?
Yeah, we've got them all on site at the moment, all from the local communities of Steinkopf and surroundings. So that's very good. We've started some of our ESG programs as well. Excellent. I'm really pleased to see that happening. It's a critical part of your social license. So yeah, we're moving ahead on all fronts. It's good to see, and I'll be down there very, very soon, just to as part of that first delivery program. So I'm quite excited by it.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much again, Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining, for your time today.
Not a problem, and thank you. And it's coming home, by the way.
Well, you're certainly flying the flag today, Jason.
Coming home, I was referring to the lithium. But we can talk football if you want, Mark. But
we'd best stay away from football on here. But okay, it's coming home in more ways than one. Let's leave it at that.
Exactly. Thanks, Mark. Cheers.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.